Hello, cinema friends. Welcome to another edition of Cinesundry. I'm your host, Markus Seaberry, and today we've got another Marvel Comics film adaptation as we review Morbius. All right, now before we get into our review of Morbius, I want to remind you about our rating system. There it is. Now, that top score, that is our tour. That is for the films that we consider best of the best, tip top, cream of the crop, some of the best projects you've probably seen all year. And that middle score, sadly, that is middling. That is for those projects that had potential or promise but didn't quite deliver on that potential or promise. And the bottom rating is heck. That is for those terrible, dismal, abysmal, god awful projects that probably shouldn't have been made. And now that you know our ratings, let's get into the rundown. Okay, Morbius tells the story of Dr. Michael Morbius. He's had a terminal, crippling illness most of his life, and he finds a cure in becoming a vampire. But he soon finds that the cure may be worse than the initial disease because now he has a craving for blood. And let's talk about script and acting. All right, I am not going to sugarcoat this with you all. This script is dumb. This script is very dumb. This script is very silly. There are some nice action moments that are kind of fun, but like those are just brief breaks in the stupidity. Just to be honest with you. And let's talk about this cast, who I honestly think tried their best. First, we have Jared Leto. You know Jared Leto. He won an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club. He was in House of Gucci. He's in a rock band. He is Dr. Michael Morbius. I mean, I thought he was okay. I thought he was good with like the serious moments and the moments where he transforms into the vampire and he's tough and he gets into fisticuffs, but he makes these attempts at humor that just seem silly and kind of fall flat. And next we have Matt Smith. Most of us Americans know him from Doctor Who. Matt Smith is Milo. He's Dr. Morbius' childhood friend. He also has the same crippling terminal illness. And God bless Matt Smith. He tried his darndest to make this film good. He tried his best to make this film redeemable. I salute your efforts, Mr. Smith. It wasn't good enough, but thank you for trying and caring. And next we have Adrian Arjuna. Adrian Arjuna is Martine Bancroft. She's a colleague of Michael Morbius's, and she's a friend, and she's pretty much there to worry about Morbius and to be in danger. It's pretty much a girl role. I mean, she did her best with it. You know, she tried to make lemons or lemonade out of the lemons, but just not a lot to work with there. And next, we have this guy. We have Dr. Emile Nicholas, who's played by Jared Harris. Now, Jared Harris, a lot of people know him from the TV series Mad Men. He does a good job. He's basically the father figure for Morbius and Milo, kind of a mentoring role. I liked it. Thought he did a good job. He's a solid actor. But again, didn't have a whole lot to work with. And finally, we have good old Tyrese Gibson. You know Tyrese, baby boy, the Fast and the Furious franchise. He's Simon Stroud. He's a tough policeman on the case of Morbius because all these crazy things are happening and people are flying through the city and people are having their blood sucked. I normally say Tyrese is only convincing when he plays a guy from Watts because, spoiler alert, he's a guy from Watts. And he has the guy from Watts section of Hollywood locked down. He does that perfectly. But to be fair, I see a little improvement in this one. I see Tyrese actually trying and making effort. And again, decent performance, just not a lot to work with. And let's talk about the director's technique. The director is Daniel Espinosa. The most high-profile project that he's done before this was Safe House with Denzel Washington. Again, does a good job. He perfectly captures the action and fisticuffs and fighting and all those parts, and even the serious moments. Just he can't overcome this terrible script. And now let's talk about sentiment and rating. Okay, I'll be honest. My sentiment was kind of indifferent at first, and I was this close to giving this a middling. Then came two of the most foolish, nonsensical, inconsistent, downright stupid post-credit scenes that I've ever seen in my cinematic life. And I was like, you know what? That's my breaking point. That's it. I have no mercy for this project. I mean, the actors tried their best. The directing was good. But this script is terrible. So terrible to the point that I have no choice but to give Morbius a hack. Sony. Like, how do you go from the highs of working with Disney and giving me brilliant cinematic fare like Spider-Man No Way Home to this garbage? I just don't trust you anymore. And my only hope is that I live long enough to see Disney one day purchase you so they don't have to worry about you ruining MCU characters. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Cinesundry. I've been your host, Markus Seaberry. And as always, guys, like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the On Location Memphis YouTube channel. And remember, take some time. Treat yourself to a movie. See you next time.